Hello. Do you often find yourself distracted? Oh, a fly. I sometimes do. But if someone asked you, how often do you pray each day? Would you feel a little awkward or embarrassed to answer? Perhaps you've been too busy of late with work, caring for family or other things to make time to be with God. Luke's Gospel tells us of someone who we find being very busy and distracted with all the things that needed to be done, and as a result, she's missing the really important thing. In Luke 10, verses 38 to 42, it says, "As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, 'Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me.' 'Martha, Martha,' the Lord answered, 'you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her.' Life is often busy, and we can find ourselves going from one task to another with little time to stop. Sometimes our time is imbalanced, and we find ourselves spending far too much time on the things we enjoy to the neglect of more important matters. Sometimes we distract ourselves, finding all kinds of other things to do in order to avoid the important thing that we don't want to do. Someone told me that learning to play the guitar takes only 15 minutes a day of practice, and it's true. Just a little practice each day makes a difference over time. But leave your guitar in a corner to gather dust, and you can expect your progress to be just as static and lifeless as your dusty guitar. We need to discipline ourselves. It takes discipline to choose to make times during the day for prayer. But each of us can find some time during our day to stop and talk with our Father in heaven. As someone said, if you're too busy for God, you are too busy. If you have important things to do, making time for preparation is important. No, in fact, it's vital. Can we afford not to make time for God if we have important things ahead of us? Time is also precious. So it's important that we choose our priorities. It's important that we decide what is most important for us right now. Martha was busy with all the preparations for her guests and wanted to give them her best. So she was busy and distracted with all the work to be done. Jesus understands this, and he speaks to her gently, "Martha, Martha," and shows her that despite her stress and busyness in getting things done, she was missing what was really important. Mary had chosen what is better, to sit at the Lord's feet, to hear his teaching, to receive from him. It is a discipline we must all undertake, because we can easily become distracted if we don't discipline ourselves and prioritize on what is most important to prepare us, to help our growth, to give us wisdom to deal with the tasks ahead of us. First priority, we make time to sit at the Lord's feet. We pray, read his word. Our relationship with God is top priority. As we pray, Jesus will show us what really matters, and we can rely on God's help to deal with the challenges each day brings. Make time where you can. And when you can't, remember, you can talk to God at all times, anywhere. It doesn't have to be out loud. You can pray in the quietness of your own heart. So make time. Go before the Lord, sit at the Lord's feet, worship him, receive from him, and see the changes and the blessings that it brings. May God richly bless you. And God willing, I'll talk to you again soon.